Welcome everybody. We are back once again. I'm Luscious Balzac of FJRD, here to bring you the FJRD Rangers versus the Storm's Lost Legion, or TSLL, match in Division D for ISC Season 6. Yeah. Just waiting on teams to get loaded up into the lobby. I've sent out the lobby invites. Alpha Nex here is just waiting on a couple of players to show back up and accept his lobby invites. Oh, is that a little ow I hear? Woohoo! We are live. How are you doing, Iron?
Doing good.
Awesome.
You gonna get me in this lobby? Sorry, I'm just on time.
Yep, no worries. Let me go ahead and shoot you an invite once I see that you're online. There you are.
Are all the is everyone here? Is what I was saying. Can you drag me into spec here?
Yep.
Bet.
Yeah, we have both teams loading up.
Alrighty.
Just gonna do a quick little check with the teams to make sure that the lobby settings are correct. It's a trick question. I double checked to make sure that I had everything set up beforehand. So, just making sure that the teams thoroughly look at the lobby settings, making sure that everything is correct. Because, there might be something I missed. There definitely was yesterday. But you know what? It's all fine. So Iron, you've been around the block. Do you have any words on TSLL?
Royal's the most experienced player that they have. At least that's what I think is pretty correct. Obviously, a lot of top 12 experience. In multiple tournaments. So the Rangers guys are a little bit of the new kids on the block here, is what I would say. But obviously, expect TSL to be well coached and prepared for today. But we'll see how it all rolls out. It's good to see a lot of familiar faces. I'm glad TSLL is back. They haven't been around, obviously in any official capacity for quite a while. So it's just, I'm excited to see a good, clean fight and excited to cast TTB's first casted match of his career as well for the Rangers. So.
Ooh, that's right. This is TTB's first ever casted competitive match. Forgot about that.
Yeah, this is a great Sunday afternoon game, guys. Like, this is going to be fun. I think that these teams are locked in. Have they been given 5 minutes yet?
I told them that they've got the clock.
Okay. I'm just wondering because I hadn't seen that. Maybe I joined after. That being said, basically, I think that we're going to have some good play here today. I think I'm excited to see what each team brings to the table. I'm not honestly, I'm not as familiar with what Rangers decks are and what they're doing. They're a more experienced team, so I don't coach them as much outside of what we're I don't coach them as much during the week as some of the lower div teams. So I'm excited to see what they've got. I'm excited to see TSLL and what they've got as well. So it's I'm excited. I want to see what this looks like here.
That is fair.
Alpha Next says they're locked.
Alrighty. Team 2, 5 minutes. Man, he got that lock pretty quick, honestly.
On lock, yeah.
You know, that's one of the great things I love about casting the FJRD teams is the locks from them are generally really quick.
We try to be prepared as best we can. That's what the week is for, getting prepared.
I appreciate it, and as do all the other streamers. Heard. Alrighty. Looks like both teams are locked, so let's just get into the match.
Sounds good to me.
So, Caustic Valley. Yes, very beautiful Sunday. Caustic Valley, seeing as it's the lightest drop, what do you expect to see on Caustic Valley?
Large X pulse is what most people are running. People like the range versatility. It's a weapon system a lot of people are still figuring out exactly its limitations and how good or bad it is. So I think on a map like this, it shines particularly well compared to some of its other counterparts. You gotta develop some other counterplay here. So I'm excited to see what we've got. So I'll cover Team 1 if you got Team 2.
Yeah.
Atlas RS I'm already seeing on the Team 2 side. That is very interesting for a drop 1.
So looking at the team compositions, Team 2, TSLL's bringing an Atlas RS, Hellspawn Firestarter, Hellspawn Flea Javelin. What you got over there on Team 1 side?
A very balanced deck from Team 1. No heavies, all mediums and lights. We got 3 dervishes, classic, Artemis, small laser dervishes, as well as a Blackjack Arrow, an Osiris 1P, and a Javelin 11F. I'm assuming the Javelin 11F is a pretty standard build. Small X Pulse heavy machine guns. It's not really my favorite build, but it is what it is. And we got the Osiris heading to center. Let's see what Osiris has got. Osiris packing heat, 4 HMGs, 2 medium X Pulse, 2 SRM2s. So if they can protect that Atlas, they're going to be in good shape. If they can't protect that Atlas, it's over. That's the linchpin for this strategy. So they need this Atlas to get into position here.
Looks like the dervishes from Rangers are pushing up on the Kappa Gamma line, getting some good clean shots on the scout of the flea scout of TSLL.
So they're trying to fall back here and get this Atlas engaged. What Fjord needs to do, or FGRD needs to do here, is they have a 2-cap. They need to just wait where they are. There's no reason for them to move. That Atlas has to move up into position. If they want to get a brawl position, they can do it, but if that Osiris can get into that Atlas, it's game over because they do not have the weight here, I don't think, to be able to make this push without that Atlas on full support. Because those Hell Spawns can be nasty, but I don't even really like these builds. That Atlas is moving up. That is...
So TSLL...
Interesting tactic, I'm not going to lie.
TSLL, knowing that they have to make a move at some point because of the 2-cap.
The lights are not doing... The lights need to be getting more aggressive here by FGRD. They're about to get 4v6'd. And I don't know if they see it coming, so these lights need to get into play here.
UAV
if they have a UAV up, well, they're... That's TSLL UAV. Okay, they're coming in. So the lights need to be swarming now. This is a little bit weird as far as the standoffish nature. These lights should see the enemy coming in. Here's the push. The lights need to be getting back. They need to be getting back already. Now, they have high ground here, so we'll see what this looks like. This is going to get messy. But we'll see. Hellspawn is very low.
Monarch just went down in his dervish.
Yeah, they're getting on this Atlas, though. The lights are. So we're 2-0 here. But the Atlas is about to go down, and that's going to start making things interesting. System Atreus got Wubby down. Hammerfell's down. So now the real fight starts happening. So we'll see what Atreus can do against this. Okay, the fight. Yeah, fight up here is... We're going to see what's going on. It's going to be all focus fire down the stretch here. So it's Javelin here. It's a 3v4, 2v4. This should be going in favor of TSLL. Those lights did not get back fast enough, and that's the difference.
Yep. Looks like Tech Priest's almost down with his javelin.
Well, here's a little bit. This is a little bit interesting because now we have. Actually, Darren might be able to clutch this. He's healthy enough. If he can get that. Oh, now it's a Flea versus an Osiris, and this is a battle. This Flea needs to not take this fight. This is over if he tries to fight this. He needs to run. The only thing he can do is try to cap, because this Osiris has too much armor and too much firepower, I think, yeah, he's not even wounded on his legs. This Flea's open leg and the Osiris' firepower is way too good. It's a lot slower. This is gonna. The Rangers are gonna clutch. Yeah, this is over.
Yep.
This is
Flea
over. Rangers are gonna.
goes down. He's
The Osiris is
gotten
gonna pull
legged.
this out. As long as the Osiris doesn't cook and kill himself, I think that the Flea should be. He should just go side torso here. He should just go side torso here. His side torso is wide open. Is he out of ammo or something? He could also just run. Well, his legs are both open now, so he's got to not get killed here. He's out of machine gun ammo. And that's it. Wow. What a comeback for Rangers. That was, what, 4-2 at one point, but they managed to just barely clutch it out with that javelin taking like 2 guys with him after he was legged. That was an amazing match. Honestly, that's what you come here to see.
It was great to see, you know, the comeback. They were down 2 mechs at the start of the fight as soon as the lights came in. But seeing that Osiris just clutch up. Osiris
with 428 damage, which is top damage in the match by almost 100 points. So that's crazy. Like, that's just a really, really, really good. Yeah, that's just a really good clutch by this kill brought to you by Darren. And also 2C92, I think, was the other javelin. Yeah, he held his own after being legged. He leg shielded and killed a mech and legged the Hellspawn and opened the other leg after his leg was gone. So just big props to those guys. That's actually very surprising. The lights were so late to the party on that one. That should have been over. But when they got there, they freaking wrecked house. They wrecked shop. So good work by them. That was just, yeah,
great work.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah.
For those of you just joining, I'm Luscious Balzac. With me is Iron Wolfpack 64. We're both members of FJRD. FJRD Rangers won the first drop there on Caustic Valley. Yeah.
That one's worth a rewatch. That one's worth a rewatch.
It honestly is. It honestly is.
I made an early call and was totally wrong, so hey. I was like, oh, this looks like it's going the way. Oh man, I was wrong.
Yeah.
But still, that was it right there. That was good.
It was spicy.
That was a fun match to watch. That was you love to see close matches like that. I hope we get a couple more in this series just like that one.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Man, I'm glad to see so many Osirises making their debut this week with the buff from this most recent patch. It's really nice to see these
people
mechs
should be using them. They're pretty strong, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, you saw that Osiris down the stretch.
Yeah.
Just overpowered the enemy lights, that he was fighting. So this Atlas RS, I'm rewatching the film right now here. This Atlas RS goes way too narrow in, and that's really the mistake that loses them this match. It's an easy win if TSLL just moves their Atlas up onto the high ground on the right-hand side. Instead of leaving him kind of right here in the back. Their lights push in, and the reason why they lose is because the lights that are coming in late manage to get to him, and he does not get enough damage out. He got out-damaged by that Osiris in that match, and you can't win if your Atlas is getting out-damaged by that Osiris. So FJRD barely managed to pull it out after they make an early blunder with how they're sticking together, going down 2 mechs. So yeah, it's this is gonna be an interesting one. We can go to... They want us to go to a different channel. Yeah, we can go over there. I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to be in there, so yeah, we can go over there. Sure.
Yeah, we can move over there. Let's do it.
Can we go into Castor's #1?
Yeah.
No, we can't. It's locked. So just go into dropship 1v1 here and hope that nobody comes in and bothers us, I guess.
No. Hold up.
Oh, are you allowed in? Do you have access permission?
Yep, I should. There we go.
There we go. Alrighty. Alrighty, bet. Team 2, 5 minutes. Let's go.
Team 2 is locked. Alrighty. Let's get this match launched.
All right, let's watch this. I'm excited. That was a match right there.
Great start to the beginning of the series. So you were saying that Darren was open both legs.
At the end, at first, when that fight started, the Osiris was open leg. Not the Osiris. The Flea was open leg, and the Osiris was fresh, except in the back. Had taken some back damage, but that Flea's not going to be able to core that component, right? Like, it's just, that was over. He needs to run and hope that he can outspeed that Osiris, but obviously it's hard to do that when you don't know exactly what build they are and how much faster you are. That Osiris build is one weakness. It's not a very fast light. It's like Arctic Wolf speed, but F. Jarity already had a advantage on caps, so it's going to be really hard to stave off an advantage when you're getting chased around the map and you're already down a cap lead. If they were up, then they probably would have been fine, but it's that Flea needs to not take that fight. There's no chance of winning it, really. I mean, you'd have a massively skill issue. It would have to be just like, I'm so much better than this Osiris, but that Osiris has much, like, if it's equal skill, that Osiris, its firepower is severely superior and it had a percentage lead, so you just got to have a little more awareness in that moment. But that's what we love to see here. You know, love to see these fights come down to the last mechs, and that was really awesome to watch. So
I think it was interesting to see TSLL bring out the Atlas on drop 1.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. We'll see. I'll cover team 2 here. Are you? What team are you covering?
I'm covering team 2. Team 2 side, we have a Phoenix Hawk 7S, Charger N7, 2 Shadowhawk 2Ks, a Crusader 60, and a Black Knight.
The Black Knight 6B, I'm not sure. Is that an X-Pulse Black Knight?
Let me check.
Feels dubious to me, but is what it is.
It's large X-Pulse and medium X-Pulses.
I mean, I guess you're going for cooldown there. I almost knew you would probably go for the heat, or at the very least, the duration one, probably, but either way, to each their own. So what we've got over here is 3 Stalker 4Ns, quad large X-Pulse Stalkers. We've got a Hatchetman Tin Man, Zombie Man build coming out fast and early, and then we've got Monarch here and an AC-20 Hunchback with 3 medium lasers. That's the 4G. And then it looks like maybe a Flea. Yeah, Flea 17 Darren, hero from the last match in a Flea, who was on Theta, but he's getting encroached upon by this, or he's bugging out actually, as this Phoenix Hawk with snubs and smalls is trying to take back Theta. Looks like we got full receive from both sides. A couple of Crusaders, ERPPCs. Snubs, well, this is the Brawl deck by TSLL. This is a Brawl deck.
Looks like TSLL's making a move, pushing a lot of mechs towards Theta. They're looking to brawl in the center of the map. Rangers is still posted up high Epsilon side, so TSLL
has a big advantage here. What they need to do is just sit on Theta and try to avoid. They basically try to sit on Theta and force Rangers to try to push. Because they should have a little bit more firepower. Those range receive stalkers, Rangers needs to be putting a lot more pressure on Theta if they're going to use a full range receive deck like this. Because these TSLL guys, if they push in a bad spot, they will lose because those stalkers can put out a lot of DPS. They're basically honestly, I think they might be even better than that Atlas and then Large X Pulse Atlas, but we'll see how this goes. If TSLL gets a little, they're getting aggressive here. Not sure this is the right move. They need to. They need to not push. They need to not push this, and Darren needs to be pressuring Theta here in the light, probably.
I don't know.
He needs to at least be applying
If
pressure.
Darren
Going to the back caps, maybe.
If Darren pressures Theta, he's just gonna get straight up swarmed.
I guess that is correct. They do have more mechs rotating over this way. We'll see what's going on here, but
it looks like
the
TSLL is making a move.
They're pushing in. Oh, okay. That's not what I would be doing. We're pushing the firing line here. Let's see if Rangers Concave can hold up. The Flea's about to go down though, so that's good news for TSLL unless he bugs out. But this Charger's doing his best to stay alive as quickly as possible, and he's somehow still hanging in that fight. Now he goes down. Now we got to figure out who the next focus fire is. It's the Crusader's legs, Alfarius Cursor, and the Black Knight's moving in too.
Looks like TSL's mechs are moving in on the Stalker, just trying to take out all the heavies.
It's still even. Or no. Actually, TSL sees the advantage, and this might be enough for a dub here. We'll have to see how this plays out, but I'm actually liking TSL's chances. Well, they're all starting to get leg now. So we'll see. This RJSC needs to move back in the Tin Man, and so does the Stalker here. And this is going to be over because those two other mechs are too fresh.
Yeah, Stalker
the focus fire was
fast.
The focus fire was not good enough on that concave. They had him exactly where they wanted him, and the focus fire, it's what cost them. So that's what we're looking at here. You gotta focus fire better. That Hammerfell in that number 7 took a beating before he went down. You've got to be going legs on those things. You can't be trying to go CT. He was twisting like a boss, not getting enough mechs leg, and that's it. So they had him right where they wanted him. With this Stalker push, the Stalkers were all set up on high ground in the back, but you got to be going legs on other mechs. You got to be trying to get in here, and they got too many mechs that are legged, not finished. So that's what'll get you. And then the Flea doing 26 damage just got caught out there a little bit, but still good damage by the Stalkers, just not enough down the stretch. So that was really good play by TSLL actually to rotate. Their armor rotation was spectacular there. You love to see that kind of thing in a brawl. Yeah, you love to see that. Like, it's just so hard to stop if you can't focus the fire correctly, that when they're pushing in and you can get that not Charger to fall to the back like that and not stall your push, you really have to have, the right mechs to finish. That Flea needs to be the one focusing on killing that Charger, and the Stalkers needs to not be all shooting at one mech that they can't really hit. It's got to be, you got to spread that around. But we're at a 1-1 tie now. You love to see that. Gonna be another close match. It's looking like. So it's we'll see how this next one goes. But that was a great push by TSLL, and just focus fire needs to be better by Rangers if they want to be able to, if you're going to be able to receive like that, you need to just focus fire a little bit better. That was, that's really all it was. There was no problems with their positioning. I don't think. Maybe they could have been a little bit more consolidated, but one of their Stalkers was further back. When you have clear lines like that, you need to be able to receive. But, yeah. So.
I don't know if the Stalkers could even get further back, unless they turned around and just
walked up the hill.
Yeah, forgot about the fight.
But they have the receive angles right there. Like, you've got clear open ground. They're pushing wide over clear open ground. You got to just leg mechs, focus mechs better. Like, what you've got to be doing is focusing those Crusaders first, because they're your fastest mechs. So your lights need to be screening, getting on that Charger if he gets in first. Because their plan was to sacrifice the Charger. It worked beautifully. That was what TSL was trying to do. They wanted that Charger to move in first and him to get ripped apart and let their other mechs get in. And that was perfectly executed by them. So that's big credit to whoever's drawn up them strats over there. But as far as that goes, with that push, I think the setup was good. It was focused. That was bad. In a situation like that, for our people who are watching, what you really want to be doing, if you're in that kind of range receive, is you're focusing Crusaders. You want to focus the mechs that are fast, but are a little bit more vulnerable, easier to leg. And you want to get like that Crusader and that Black Knight and things legged behind the fight. So that's what you really want to be trying to do, is leg them as they move in so that they can't actually get to the battle, those short range mechs, so Crusaders, things of that nature, and then just swarm their point mechs with your lights when they get in, because they had enough. You know, the Hunchback, if the Hunchback, the Flea, and the Tin Man all focus that Charger down. Once it gets close, then you should be fine, and you're going to get a damage advantage by taking 12 of the small lasers of that Crusader out of the fight if it can't get in. So that's what you really need to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Iron, for stopping by for the cast and just offering your input. I really appreciate it.
I'm good at filling dead air.
That you are.
So here, I'm really watching this push right now. Beautiful work by this Charger. Honestly, I can't say that enough. They're swarming here. And the Phoenix Hawk 2 getting a great shot on the Flea, which I didn't see previously. But this Charger just takes way too long to die, and all the other mechs are able to get in. That Charger needs to be down a lot faster. Also, it's just you need to be focusing fire a little bit better. The one of the Stalkers was too close. I will say that. Got caught out, but these Stalkers need to be backing up. It's, you know, a close fight here, but the Hunchback needs to be, for Rangers, screening more. It's kind of sitting in the corner. It needs to be pushing in, trying to screen. That's what you need. You need screeners if you're gonna try to win a match like that. So
looks like
and then
both teams are locked, so I'm gonna punch it.
I mean, it wasn't that, you know, it was just a fairly close match. It's a 3v2 at the end. Just too much armor left on that Shadowhawk for TSLL to be denied. But let's get into this next match here.
Currently, the score is 1-1. Rangers taking the first drop. TSLL taking the second drop.
Yeah, and they've both been pretty competitive matches, so we're looking to see. I mean, pretty competitive is a little bit of an understatement, but well, you know, we're looking to see another competitive match here, and someone's gonna take a 2-1 lead going into series, and we're gonna get an opportunity for a comeback. So it's gonna be interesting to watch.
I'm just hoping that the games are close all throughout all the drops.
That's what I want. It would be great to see a 3-2, right?
Yes.
Where you got somebody wins this one, another team wins the next one, and then you get to a final drop. You always love to see final drops here. Final drops for the loot. All right, so I'm team 1 here.
Yep.
You got team 2.
Yep. Rangers are bringing 3 Charger 1A1s, an Osiris 1P, a Javelin 11F, and a Grasshopper Mjolnir. What you got
so
we've got team 1 team 1.
Yeah, what we got is an Osiris 2B, Crusader 6T, a Javelin 11F, a Stalker, a Corsair, and a Crusader, another Crusader. So 2 Crusaders here. We got Peeps and Smalls. It's all receive. This Stalker is ER large, 6 ER large. Goss for the Corsair. So I want to see what Dutch Bear's got, though. So this Javelin 11F, small pulse heavy machine guns, very common build. This Osiris is 2 machine guns, 5 small pulse. So
looks like TSLL.
I don't know what the perks are on that thing, but that should be pretty good.
Sorry to cut you off, but TSLL has 2 lights in the center at Theta with a Crusader coming to back it up. Rangers sending all 3 Chargers in towards Theta, pushing those lights back.
The mechs on Kappa need to get down to the fight. They can't. It doesn't matter what they've got going. They now Rangers needs to be pushing right now. Rangers has them right where they want them. The Stalker and the Corsair have been unable to get to the high ground. Now, if they're not pushing yet, then this has got to be a receive strat where you just kind of wait and try to avoid getting bled. This is going to be a little bit difficult for. See, the problem is that I'm seeing for TSLL right now is they don't have any fast moving Pop-Tarts. They have these Crusaders, which are solid brackets, but you can't really march those Crusaders up to, this mountain right in front of Theta and Pop-Tart them over and not expect them to get maybe pushed here. You kind of need to be able to harass and chip damage on Theta, which they may not be in a good position to do. So the Rangers guys are just going to hold here. They're going to stand on Theta, and they're just going to keep asking the question, what are you going to do? What are you going to do next? You've got 1 point, we've got 2. We've got 2 lights screening back, scouting to make sure that when our push comes, we've got it. And we're just going to stand here. And you've got to figure it out. So as long as the Rangers guys don't get chipped to death by trying to make trades, TSLL is going to have to make a move. And that's not going to be very pleasant when you've got Stalkers and Corsairs with low DPS max. If they can force a push in, then as long as the focus fire is good, no skill issues, then that should be just good night right here. So there's a lot of patience by Rangers in a Brawl deck, which is not something you normally see. Normally when you see lower division teams bring Brawl, you expect them to kind of move in and just go no matter what. But they're waiting, and they're going to let this cap lead build up.
It's a smart play by Rangers.
It's the correct play, actually. Doesn't make for the best cinema because it's like, at least you'd be like, well, we'd love to see some trades. We'd love to see, people trading back and forth and not just people sitting in one spot and waiting. But we've got a little bit of movement by the Osiris, so we'll watch that. Osiris is a little beat up. He's taking some damage to the back, which shouldn't be a problem, as long as he doesn't take damage to the back again. So he should be okay. And then they're trying to rotate onto a spot where they can see Theta. The problem is that doesn't help them because they don't have Theta. So if they can see it, they can't cap it back. These charges are staring at it. This Javelin and this Osiris can't just walk into a death trap. They're going to need to move in, and that's what TSLL is doing. They're moving their Crusaders in to try to pressure and hoping that they can find a pressure angle where their Crusaders can Pop-Tart without taking too much damage. That's what they need to do, but Rangers is entrenched. So if those Crusaders run a good if the Crusaders are going to get good angles, they're going to need to get over this cover because they don't have any shots here, right? The Grasshopper can just move back. So the Crusaders are moving up, but the Stalkers aren't. And it looks like that's the movement we're seeing from maybe 2C92 over here in the Javelin, as he might be getting ready to pressure the Stalkers.
Looks like this Osiris is about to get a little bit of an engage. Maybe.
We have a UAV up by... Yeah, they're trying to shoot this... Well, they're just trying to shoot the UAV up so they know where they are. That's the plan, and they're putting a strike down. So, strike, not a great strike placement, honestly. But 2C92 is getting ready to go pounce. He wants to pounce on those assaults and try to distract them. But he scouts the Crusaders now, so they know the Crusaders are trying to find an angle. If these Crusaders get too aggressive, they can get picked really easy. The Stalker with 6 ER large and the Corsair with 3 ER large 2 Goths is not enough DPS to deal with these Chargers. Like, it's just not. So if these guys get pushed, it's going to be messy. They could easily push in. See, they're just trying to receive here and push multiple Chargers out, and they're going to leg this Crusader, and this Crusader's legged. See, now they just need to rotate their armor and not let RJ get farmed here, because, yep, just rotate your armor and you free mech. Now you just rotate. And as long as you're not getting shot, you're fine. So just don't poke, don't expose. That Javelin is getting up to the Corsair. He's going to start harassing him, and they're going to push. And they've already gotten a 65-ton lead. So that Javelin and the Osiris are trying to engage. This Javelin's trying to head off the other Javelin, but he doesn't have enough jets. So now they're looking. Now the assaults are distracted, and they're getting chip damage on this Javelin where he doesn't have support. It's about to be a push. And this is going to... Rangers has a big advantage here. Let's see if they can capitalize. So Rangers are just going to try to take this 2v1 on this Javelin. It's going to force these traders to do something, to make a difficult choice. Yeah, that Javelin is lagged in the low ground. They've taken him out. Now all the Chargers need to do is just make a consolidated push, and the Osiris is going to get in on this guy, and it's going to be trouble. So now the Chargers should be pushing. Crusaders going down in the low ground. Dutch Bear's running away in his Osiris. The other Charger is pushing. Darren is taking this. He's taking this Corsair to church right now.
They are
Yeah, Corsair's down,
Rangers
and
is
it's
just melting legs on these heavies.
yeah. And now the Stalker's the last one left. He's dropping, but he's got 2 lights on his 6, and it's over. That's just It's if you're gonna play a receive strat like that, you need to have a much better plan about holding Theta. Um, it's kind of the same thing. What really I would have done if I was TSLL last time. Once you have control of Theta, if they're all in range receive, you can just force them to push in. And if they're not moving up together, then you're going to get free picks, you're going to get free kills, and it's just going to snowball from there. Crusader, 60 doing 44 damage. The Javelin trying to come in and desperately defend his Stalker and Corsair. Not enough, 60 damage. He got 2v1'd on the high ground out of view of his Overwatch, and that's enough to just lose any match. You got to be able to support your whole team. And again, if they had like a couple of Phoenix Hawks, they could have maybe chipped and started bleeding the Rangers there, but the Crusaders aren't fast enough Pop-Tarts to be able to respond to Theta like that in any effective capacity.
I just want to say, look at that Osiris 1P damage. 540 damage. Like, just...
Getting his farm in. Yeah, he's getting his farm in right there. So, like, good work by him. Yeah, like, you can't complain about one of your lights going out and wrecking shop, but now it's 2-1.
Rangers favor.
Yeah, 2-1 Rangers favor, and we're heading to series. Series is going to be fun to watch. We have not seen... Well, we have seen TSL use a Charger, and we've seen them use an Atlas. So they can still bring 2 Chargers. I know that a lot of teams like using all 3 Chargers. A lot of teams like using all 3 Crusaders. We haven't seen Rangers use any Crusaders, so I would be expecting a 3 Crusader drop in one of these next 2 drops. We've seen TSLL not use all their Chargers, so I'd expect 2 more Chargers over these next 2 drops. Maybe you get a number 7 in both drops. That's a pick that they seem to like, and a lot of other teams have seemed to like. But yeah, I'm just kind of rewatching this previous match.
We've seen Rangers already burn their dervishes, so we're not going to see them bring any of those. What other heavies? Like I guess you could say maybe a Warhammer, maybe, but it's just it. I feel like the Warhammer is outclassed by simply the Crusader.
Sorry, can you repeat that? Real second, I'm trying to catch up on chat here. If that was something.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just trying to figure out what other heavies could teams bring.
Catapult.
Haven't
seen the Catapult. If you're running Brawl, Catapult's great for series. Decent speed, a lot of alpha. When you get a Catapult in amongst, XPL Chargers, large XPL Chargers, is like a bull in a China shop, man. Those things, once you get them close, they can really take them on. That's kind of the large XPL weakness, is high alpha Brawl in your face. If you can get in without taking a lot of chip damage, it just doesn't have enough DPS to kill you before your high alpha kills. So, but yeah, so I'm catching up on this right now, seeing some chats from Poner, Mr. Epic Poner in the chat, saying that as long as FJRD just sits, it's in cover, it's GG. That's correct. We should ask them if they want to do an interview after this match, however it goes.
Alright.
But it's, just kind of watching through. Yeah, just TSLL losing that Crusader, getting way too aggressive here. I mean, they have to get aggressive. If they're not getting too aggressive, it's just the Javelin is responding. That's what we're watching right now. Javelin sees the Osiris and the Javelin going high, and he's trying to respond, but it's just way too little too late. He can't take that 2v1 out of the range of his Overwatch. The Stalker and the Corsair are not in position to help, and this guy's just getting 3v1 basically, this Javelin with 2v1 with fire incoming from an isolated angle. The Stalker and Corsair are doing their best, but you're just spotting the other team mechs at this point. It's a matter of time. All FJRD is doing is just waiting for this Javelin to go down and the screen on the assaults to stop, and it's over. So, okay, Team 2 is 5 minutes.
Team 2 has 5 minutes. Team 1 has locked. Looks like
Alpha Bravo drop.
a player dropped out from Rangers. I think they were swapping a player. Either that or
Looks like they were
fixing.
swapping Atreus and 2C92. It looks like.
Yeah.
So if TSL picks up a drop here, then we can get to a drop 5 that's really meaningful. So we'll see how this goes. We're seeing Alpha Bravo from TSLL. I'm just trying to pull up the map real quick. They're team 1. So Alpha Bravo, they're going to try to do an Epsilon setup probably. So I'm expecting power position play on E3, D3 on E4. Also, you could see very easily, so Alpha Bravo from Rangers as well, so maybe a B4, B3 setup with some kind of large laser, large X pulse mechs. But I could even see an Alpha Bravo push with Chargers down C5, so we'll see how this goes. But
Alrighty, both teams are locked, so let's get to the action. Alrighty, looking at the map, I love series. I just wish it was just a smidge darker, a little bit more fog. Just
like
something that
visibility.
makes it.
I'm a visibility enjoyer. I'm gonna grab team 1 here.
Alright.
You're grabbing team 2, right?
I'm on team 2. Team 2, we're seeing 3 Atlas RSs, a Blackjack Arrow, a Hunchback 4G, and a Javelin 11F. That screams X-Pulse to me.
We're full receive on that side, and we're full push on the other. This is going to be really, really fun. We've got 1 Atlas RS from TSLL. We got a Zeus Skokamish classic build, SRM6 and snubs, and 3 catapults. You love to see 3 catapults. See, I love that mech. I love this pick. If they can get on those Atlases, it's gonna be game over. Now, a good job that Rangers can do is if they can identify that these are Artemis catapults, they can assess XL engine.
Yep.
So that's going to be on the Rangers to scout. If they can scout that, that's going to give them an advantage because the catapults are pretty easy to XL check.
Looks like Darren's about to be in a 1v1 situation with the Phoenix Hawk.
Yeah.
TSLL's
he takes a massive hit. Cord on the torso already. He needs to be a lot more careful on that cap point. But great work by Royal Star getting an early shot, and could be a game changer here.
Yep.
Right? They need to be calling that out. That the Javelin's torso's cord. That could be a big deal down the line here. And they're also giving up all their pressure on Theta, so TSLL is going to be able to turn the tables here, I think, a bit.
FJRD.
Well, TSLL didn't capture Epsi, but TSLL could easily get Theta here and then just fall back, cap Epsi, and make the Atlases push, and that would be game over. So let's see what they choose to do here. But I guess they don't know they're in Atlases yet, maybe. So we'll see how they choose to adjust. Love TTB's paint job on this Atlas and the bolt-ons. Pretty funny there. All right. So Royal Star's getting some work in his Phoenix Hawk. He is in snubs. FJRD having a hard time getting to the high ground here. If they're not able to find high ground, I think that this is going to go TSLL's way. I think they have an early advantage here. Now, to be fair, their Atlas also is having a hard time finding high ground. Well, here we go. So we're seeing it now. We're seeing the purple lasers come in. They're doing a full Epsi setup, and that Atlas takes a little bit of damage as it's coming in. And now they're going on Royal Star's legs. They're getting jammed up in this corridor. Strikes need to be going out. The Atlas is the primary focus target. I don't know if that's the right call, but he's going to go down fast, and now it's onto the catapults here. So one of the catapults is legged. Oh, and I love this receive here on the left side. You got right and left. You got the crossfire. All the catapults are legged now. That's going to be...
That's been an XL check on the Alfarius.
Yeah, Dutch Bear's getting home, but he's legged already and open-legged on the other leg. And he's going CT as well. You need to be shooting legs on those Atli. Now it's just the Skokomish and then the leg Phoenix Hawk left. Darren may go down here, but he managed to just get that leg, and now it's just the Skokomish. And this should be GG. Those Atlases are too healthy.
Ooh,
RJ
RJ
killed
with the
Darren
team
with
kill.
the strike kill. Good kill by Hammerfell. Nice work. And then just going CT on a legged. I mean, fair enough. Going CT on a leg mech, and Atreus blowing himself up with heat. So now it's just on the Atlas to go cap. With RJ Alpha and TTB, and that'll be the last match for the loot. Rangers will take it 3-1, 3-2 pending, 4-1 pending. So that was, honestly, I loved the deck. I think the pathing could have been a bit better by TSLL, but I thought that their deck was really nice. I think they probably could have used their jets to get a better push angle here on this back wall. I don't know exactly where it is, but if you see, where are they setting up here? We're on Kappa, so like this B3 or where the arrow was standing. This C3 hill that's directly in front. They pushed right down this alleyway. Their Atlas got cored, and then their catapults. Only one of them actually made it. So I think they could have path found through the middle, jumped over the short jump, and not let one of the Atlases do 500 damage, another Atlas do 500 damage. The Blackjack, wow. That's a damage score by the Blackjack, 620.
620. Holy moly.
He was in perfect position, honestly, just kind of standing right there on that receive. But it's hard to push a 500, 600 meter alley with Brawl against 3 Atlases. You're just staring down the firing line there. I mean, still good work getting some of their mechs home, but it's a lot of DPS. That's a lot of DPS to face down.
A lot of really quick DPS. Those X-Pulses have such a fast cycle rate.
20 DPS base. It's basically 20 DPS, and the reason why the Atlas is so good is because it can fire forever. Like it's not heat neutral, but it's high heat, very high heat. So it's yeah. It's it's interesting. It's a good mech. I like them on this map. Obviously this map I think is out of rotation for the rest of the tournament, but we never ran them on this map because I just feel like you need to be able to get to high ground. I don't want to be sitting on low ground like that because I feel like it's easy to cut the angles on the X-Pulse, but it worked. So 3 Atlas drop goes in favor of FJRD, and we'll see. I'm excited to see if TSL can bring this final drop back. Show some pride, stiffen up, and get this capture this W right here, and bring it to a 3-2.
I'm hoping that TSLL brings it back with a 3-2. Honestly,
I mean, yeah, it's always good to see. We love seeing 5 drop matches, so love to see them go in here with a good plan, execute well, and go out with their heads held high and take another win here. So,
well, I'm rooting for Hammerfell. I love him as a caster, as a fellow BattleTech player. Just a great guy. So I am rooting for him a little bit.
Fair enough. I don't know the guy that well. I know that he spent a lot of time with SPQR helping them out. So yeah, I mean, seems like a good guy. I've run into him a couple of times, so had some fun in event queue the other night. But I have a lot of respect for those TSLL guys. A lot of respect for Royal Star. I think he's a great player, a great leader. I'm really excited to see how they go from here and see what they do in the future in this tournament and obviously beyond. So,
agreed. Yeah, just trying to figure out something to talk about because honestly, I'm
rewatching this match. I'm just rewatching the match here. The Zeus's pathfinding I think is perfect by Hammerfell. Speaking of Hammerfell, the catapults. you're basically just going fish in a barrel here. It's a pathfinding mistake. That's what cost TSLL this match. It's plain and simple. No way to sugarcoat it. You gotta bend right here, jump over, and then jump over again. Cut the Atlas's angles. Now maybe they didn't know they had Atlases until they were pushing that angle, but if that's the case, you gotta have better scouting. You don't really know what they knew. So I'm gonna ask these guys if they want to do post game. I'd be happy to hear what these guys' perspective is on a couple of these matches. That push, I'm so impressed, by the way, by that TSLL push on drop 2. I think that push was fantastic. The armor rotation and technique was very high level. I think that you really see kind of the professionalism from the way Royal Star runs his teams, with that kind of getting in on a bad angle and managing to make it work with armor rotation, technique, and just grinding out a win. I think that is just really impressive to me. So,
yep. Team 1 has locked. Team 2 is green across the board, just waiting for them to call locked. Now, I'm going based off of memory, but that push in the last match, it looked like they kind of stopped in the choke point for a split second.
I mean, it doesn't matter. The catapults aren't fast enough. They're just not. You're never gonna get home.
That's true.
The Atlas, they did get a little bit stuck, yeah, because Royal Star ran in front with the Phoenix Hawk, and then he started taking a lot of damage and tried to pull back and stuck one of the catapults. But you need to use the jump jets. The reason why you bring the catapult is for those jump jets. If you're not gonna bring catapults, there are better picks. At least maybe there aren't. Maybe they've used them already, but I feel like there are better picks if you're not going to use the jets. If you're just going to kind of push straight through, you could have used 2 chargers there, some different things like that. But that Atlas was brave in the back. He pushed in and he got focused first. But it's yeah. You need to kind of have that Atlas, I would say, if I was making that push. Atlas delay, you wait for that Atlas to round that corner until your catapults have broken. You got to break high over that high ground, kill that blackjack real quick. The other mech is a light. I think it would have gotten away, and then you got to get to those Atli. And that's like a 300-meter walk instead of a 600-meter walk. And the difference in 300 meters and 600 meters is getting there with your lights intact and never getting there at all. So, that's all the difference. I'll grab side 1 here.
TSLL bringing Annihilator, Javelin 11F, another Phoenix Hawk, an Uziel Belial, a Fafnir 5e, and another Annihilator 2A.
Can you do me the pleasure, Luscious, of telling me what is exactly on that Fafnir and those Annihilators? Because that is kind of based, not going to lie.
Yeah, so the Annihilators are 5 AC5, 3 light PPCs, and the Fafnir is 4 Ultra 5s.
4 Ultra 5s. So full receive. We've got Snub Small Laser Crusaders by Rangers. We've got 3 8 medium X Pulse Battle Masters.
Whew.
And we have an Osiris with the classic murder build. So one of these Crusaders falling behind. RJ is running maybe a little bit slower. This, I don't know if that's a pathing issue or if one of the Crusaders is XL and one of them is light engine. But they're snubs.
So it looks like we got some scouting information from Dutch Bear of Y.
Yeah, Dutch Bear getting a couple of shots, just not hitting them.
He knows where the entire FJRD team is.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a risky push by FJRD. The cap aside, I'm not sure how I like this, personally. But it's all going to be pathing. So it's going full receive. If they get close, clean, then they'll win with this brawl setup. If they can't do that, then it's over. These Annihilators are going to eat these Crusaders too, man. These things are PPFLD full tilt Annihilators. Now, looks like we're getting the Osiris to get some scouting info. The Dutch Bear's sitting up high with his snubs. he needs to be a touch careful, not get caught out. But let's look at the pathing here, see what FJD is going to try to do. So this pathing, you can kind of sneak low and break on this corner. And then how many meters is this? This is maybe 300 meters. So yeah, if they just break low on the left corner, I think this is probably the optimal pathing from their current location. Dutchman's going to see him, but this only one Annie's in position to hit him. The other one just can't, just barely can't see. So if they push right on this left side over towards where Dutch Bear is, I think they can make this work. Face down this Annie. One of them will get legged, but they can get up to him. He'll fall back. This Fafnir's not in a spot where he can support. They just need to find the edge of this firing line. And if they make that push, I think it'll succeed. If they try to push this channel down this way, that's going to get eaten alive. They're never going to win. So it's all pathing. It's a pathing exercise. Let's see what they choose to do. Currently, cap lead is very much in favor. Okay, well, we're
TSLL.
trading with snubs. Yeah, of TSLL. Darren in this Osiris is not really fast enough to be a back capper. Now, he can attempt, but the Javelin and he'll get very quickly stuck in a 2v1 with the Javelin and the Phoenix Hawk, and maybe he can eke that out into legging the Javelin out of the fight. But, oh, here we go. Here's the push.
We got some pathing coming in.
So, it looks like they're taking the right paths. Let's see, do they cut narrow here or do they go wide? Because if they cut narrow, it's going to be bad. But if they go wide right here, this Annihilator isn't even in position to shoot. So, oh, they found the right path. So RJ's still falling behind. So we'll see what it goes like. But well, I would be attacking here. I wouldn't be going wide. But I guess they're trying to undercut this Annihilator's angle. But this is they're kind of getting lost in the sauce here. You need to be going narrow in this canal and getting up top. This is too wide of an angle. Now you're going to be pushing wide over the open ground, and that's going to probably be a death sentence here. But we'll see. Okay, Monarch is going to be the break man, it looks like. So he's trying to hit back with the PPCs. Is Darren going to... Okay, here they come. Here they come.
System Atreus
and System
getting
Atreus
focused.
is going to go... He's going to go down here. But if that's it, then they might be okay. The key is getting in close on these heat-capped Annihilators and trying to get them down. So this Fafnir is going to just probably tear the entire game apart if they... well, there's one Annihilator's going down. One Annihilator's almost legged. So we'll see what happens there.
Hammerfell's
They're getting up on this Uziel. They need to get up to this other Annihilator here. They can't let the push get stalled.
Alpha
so that's 2-1.
Down.
I'm thinking that this is going to go in favor of TSLL. The
Honestly,
pathing was a little bit
agree.
suboptimal. Yeah, that Fafnir... Well, we'll see. It's about to be 2-2. Or, yeah, 2-2 here.
Uziel goes down.
Yeah, the other battle match is about to go down, but so is this Phoenix Hawk, so we'll see what happens then. And then the Javelin skirmishing up high. It's 3-3. It's still a tight match. Darren needs to find a way to get to this Fafnir. That's the only hope they really have. So, and they still have RJ and his Crusader, who, okay, Roaster's got Monarch. Yeah, this should be going the way of TSLL here. There's slightly suboptimal pathing. Obviously, it's hard to tell exactly what the angles are on this, but...
Looks like...
What do we got? They're trying to team up. Where's a... Yeah, so... Well... Kind of got a little bit of a 2v2 going here, but that Annihilator's getting involved now, so... Now it's about to... Yeah, they're both about to go down here. I think both of the lights are probably fitting to go down.
Yep.
Well...
Osiris gets legged. Javelin
gets no, they barely managed... So that Javelin barely managed to hang on. That's going to cinch the game up here unless RJ is able to pull off a pretty ridiculous clutch. So... This is going to go way of TSLL. They're going to battle back and...
get that 3-2.
Get that 3-2, yeah. Which is important to stay in the division race because both of these teams will be 1-1 after this. I think TSLL won last week and will have lost this week. So, obviously a lot to work on, but yeah, this Fafnir is just too fresh. I don't think RJ is going to be able to take him. As in, there's no way, especially with the help.
Yep.
Royal Star running the base Javelin build with medium X-Pulse instead of... Well, and medium X-Pulse light machine guns. RJ's just chasing the kill here. Oh, well, the Fafnir's out of ammo. So... Does that
RJ
mean
gets the
anything
kill.
here?
Well, if
There's
he,
no way. He's scary.
yeah,
That Fafnir, wow, that Fafnir got a ton of farm in. 4 Ultra AC5s and out of ammo. That's some serious
sheesh.
farm right there. Yeah.
TSLL now just needing to split up and capture points. They have more than enough time.
Oh, I mean, they're ahead. Aren't they ahead?
They
They're
are
ahead on
ahead.
points. Then why? Okay. I know understand. I don't know why PGI moment. They're ahead. They should just win, but is what it is.
Right? Probably because the score won't get to 750 within time.
50, yeah, something like that. Yeah. Great work by them on that receive. That receive was very, very well executed. They managed to get one of the mechs down early and just divide the attention enough. That Annihilator that lived to the end was the first primary target. System Atreus 81 damage. RJ trying to get that farm in with 619, but that Fafnir only 807, but the Annihilator was able to get 944, and he was the first target. So you got to get yeah, that Fafnir was the Annihilator was the primary target, the Tech Warlord. So he did great job getting 940 and not dying after being the initial call. So a 3-2, a great match overall. Very close. Obviously, the swing match. A couple of matches. One match pretty in favor of TSLL. I mean, well, two matches pretty in favor of TSLL. Two matches pretty in favor of FJRD. And the swing match, the clutch at the beginning with the Osiris versus the Flea. So obviously, well, Osiris and Javelin versus Formax. So, yeah. So that's what I'd. So seemingly pretty solid. I'm gonna ask them if they wanna. Y'all want to do post game swing by the MWOComp channel if you're willing to do a post game. And the Fafnir too. That Annie and that Fafnir farmed.
That Annie, 944 damage. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, that mech is not got a high sustain too, so he got a lot of it's got a lot of burst. The sustain is fine, but its sustain isn't ridiculous,
Well, that's what a 40-point alpha.
Yeah, something like that.
40 minimum, because it's 25 from the AC5s, and then 15, well, 16.5 from the light PPCs, but still, that's minimum
it's a ton
40.
of pinpoint. It's 40 pinpoint. So
Yeah.
40 pinpoint on a mech like that, like imagine how fast two of those things can go through you. So
Yep.
that's great, but that's fantastic. Also, apparently Hammerfell's got a POV of this, so I'm excited to see. I'm gonna have to rewatch that. That'll be fun to watch. It's always good to get some in in mech action.
Yeah, in cockpit view.
It looks like Alphanex wants to come by and do an interview, so we'll stall here for a second and then do all that. But I'm just catching up on the chat. Yeah, the push is coming in here. The Fafnir gets too much free damage, and that's the game. So it's still a great win for Rangers, a good bounce back after losing the first week in a close one to KDCM, and tough week for TSLL, but they'll be back next week. I'm sure they'll pick up a dub. They're a very good team. They have a very, very good coach, and I'm excited to see what they do next week. I hope we get to cast another one of their games in the future. A lot of fight, a lot of heart by them here today. So.
Oh yeah.
You're saying that RJ is playing with the steering wheel.
Just trying to NASCAR.
Yeah, just. Let's just you stay here a second. I'm gonna go. See if one of the Rangers guys want to come debrief because we got to wrap this thing up.
Yep.
If they do want to do an interview.
But yeah, I'm Luscious Balzac from FJRD. With me was Iron Wolfpack 64. He's stepping out just for a moment to go check on how soon the team lead of FJRD Rangers will be to 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 get that little post game interview. Yeah, I'm currently watching the end of this last match right now on the stream. RJ just went down. But yeah, honestly, really great plays by both teams. The Rangers pulled off that really really great win on drop one. Like TSLL fought hard. It's down to one mech versus one mech. But the Osiris just had a little bit more DPS than the Flea and was able to leg the Flea before getting legged itself.
I'm just gonna bring him. Hey, Luscious, what's up? We got Alpha here.
Awesome.
Perfect. Can you drag us both into the casting channel so we don't get interrupted?
Yeah.
Bet. Awesome. Well, Alpha, I just wanted to say congrats on the win. I don't think Royal Stars or Hammerfell is going to come by, but I just wanted to see what you guys kind of saw on that last match and all that.
You talk about the very last drop on series?
Yeah, very last drop on series, yeah.
Yeah, they our strategy was to be as fast and aggressive as possible. Our pathing could have been better, but they also had a really solid receive. I haven't had a chance to look at like what their setup was like, but it was brutal. They took out system really fast. So
yeah,
they did.
We were down a battle master right away.
A couple of PPFLD annihilators with Fafnir backing them up, but obviously you'll break down all that stream later. But I just want to say congrats on the win. Good work today on that. I'm sure your guys are pretty happy picking up their first win of the season. With that, what about the really, 2 matches that went TSLL's way pretty convincingly, 2 matches that went your way pretty convincingly? I really want to talk about that first light clutch. What were the comms like during and after Darren's clutch on the first drop?
Well, Darren and RJ have not been around for practice too much, just because life happens. Like real life comes first.
Yeah.
So Darren's shaking the rust off a little bit. But he really performed very well and definitely clutched it for us. Our strategy was to hold the high ground on Caustic, just drift between those 2 outside points. And we noticed that they had an Atlas. I was like, all right, Atlas has got to go. So as soon as they got close enough, I jumped out. And behind that, I was just like, try to focus the Atlas down. I drew a lot of fire. And, the other guys just kind of got wrapped up. So it was a little chaotic. But we were very fortunate to have a very good light pilot.
Yeah, you guys...
to go and clean up all that stuff. And that Osiris, which is now a monster.
Yeah, he definitely did a great job there. But you guys also had that second match with the receive. I want to know what you guys in the Stalkers saw when they pushed y'all. Looks like y'all got really hung up on that charger that was really able to tank just an absolute ton of damage. I'd love to see. I think Hammerfell was playing that mag. If he was, I'd love to see what his damage received numbers were in that thing. But yeah, what did you guys see there on that push that y'all received?
Yeah, we saw them come around the corner. I called the charger, and I was not in an optimal position. I think my other 2 guys were like positioned slightly above me, so they had better lines. But I called center torso on it because I thought it was an X-Pulse stalker, and I was sitting a little lower, and he got himself between a building and me, and I just couldn't get my shots off, couldn't get the damage off on him.
Yeah, still, I mean, it seemed like y'all were set up in a pretty good position. I just wanted to say hats off to those guys because I think that push was really, really nice. But the swing match kind of in the middle there was y'all's drop in the Chargers. What were the calls like? Obviously, you saw them sitting up on the mountain. Kind of how did that play out for you guys? That second drop on Emerald and the Chargers there that you guys managed to get the win on.
So for that one, we set the main battle force straight to Theta. That's the Chargers and the Grasshopper.
Yeah.
We bullied the lights off, I'm sure as you saw, and our other light mechs, their idea was to go up the left side, clear out any traitors, and take that point up there. They did that, and then they just kind of chilled there and saw that everyone on the other side was swarming up, also trying to do a left side push. So figured, all right, well, we got 2 points. Let's be patient. They're gonna slip up. And then they kind of just started to trickle in. We found out what kind of mechs they were running. I think it was like 2 Crusaders, an Osiris, a Javelin, and a Stalker, and I believe it was Coursera, the other one.
You are correct.
Yeah. So I figured, all right, let their traders get separated, because they're going to try to stay up high. Send the lights in, harass them, and that's when we make our push. And that's exactly how it worked out.
Yeah, your lights did a really good job being really patient, taking that, like getting up there to harass the assaults. And then when the Javelin came back to screen, taking a 2v1 and kind of just bullying that guy. And then just going and moving on to the assaults and
Yeah,
taking
we
them
did
on
get
to
a quick
prevent you
kill on
guys.
a Crusader, too. We caught him out of position. I remember that.
Yeah,
Yep.
you guys managed to get him early down. Luscious, do you have any thoughts on that? Or any questions?
No, you asked all the questions I was gonna ask.
Well, sorry for taking the words out of your mouth there.
No worries.
And then obviously there was that last drop. If you want to talk at all about the last drop y'all won with the Atlases, that's kind of a weird pick for series. I feel like what kind of went into y'all's decision making process there for picking picking those Atlases, obviously without giving anything away for future matches.
Well, Atlases are very awesome mechs. I like them. And
Fair
this just the arm mounts and the large X pulses, like it makes it good for dealing with lights if they get up on you. It's really good for heat, and they pushed into us and we said no. And that's
Fair
the
enough.
mech you could do that with.
Hey, seemed like it worked out really good. They're like seemed like a perfect pick for the situation that ended up arising. So, good work on that. But do you have any questions? Any other questions, Luscious, or should we let everybody go here?
Nope, I'm good. I think it's time to let everybody go.
Before we let everyone go, Alpha, do you have any shout outs, any words? You got 2 minutes to say anything about any of your guys or
2 minutes. Ooh.
anybody here? You got anything you want to say?
Well, thanks to you guys for casting us today.
Of
No problem.
course.
Yeah, it's always fun getting casted. And it's gonna be good for me to look at this stuff and see how things played out afterwards. Thanks to my team. I think I'm the worst player on the team, honestly. Like I'm surrounded by guys who are significantly better than me as far as like mech piloting.
Well, y'all seem to do great. Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, and then TTB for joining us this season too. It's always been a good having him around. He's a very good pilot. He's got a lot of insights.
Awesome. Hey, glad to hear it. Next time we need to get TTB maybe in one of these interviews if he wants to wants to do one next time we cast you guys. But I appreciate it, man. Thanks for swinging by and great win today. Feel proud of what you accomplished and best of luck to you guys in the next one.
Thanks, man.
Right. See ya.
All right, time for the closing remarks. I'm Luscious Balzac. With me was Iron Wolfpack 64, leader of FJRD. Do you have anything to say, Iron, before we end this?
Luscious, I've talked already way too much. So, no, I think I've said more than enough already.
Alrighty, in that case, the stream's going to be ending very soon. However, later on this evening, in about 3 hours, we have another match scheduled. It is the Black Forge versus Team Optic. So feel free to drop on by. I'll be casting that match along with Scroggles, the leader of CDU. So yeah, feel free everybody to drop by at 4 p.m. Pacific, that's 7 p.m. Eastern, here at FJRD Live to catch the Black Forge versus Team Optic.
That's a pretty big drop at Div G, actually. I think that's a pretty important drop for that division. So
it should be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'll definitely be tuning in. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for coming by. Thank you, everybody who followed FJRD Live. Yeah. I'm Luscious
Cool.
Balzac from FJRD. Keep it luscious.
Yeah. See you.